Hey everyone, I'm here to help you figure out how to get a personal trainer certification. So, if you are interested in becoming a personal trainer, you can get a certification online pretty simply, actually. There are a lot of different options out there for top personal trainer certifications, and it's really based on things like the accreditation, obviously, the cost if you are tight on your budget, the learning style, and what your career goals are, because these programs that I'm about to go over might be designed more for working with athletes in particular, or with the general population, or specifically bundled with other programs. And of course, learning style, if you are looking for hybrid options versus in person versus online. So I'm going to go over my top 5 selections, starting with the National Council on Strength and Fitness. So this is a well-regarded program that has a very strong foundation in exercise science, and that's something I like about it. So you get your accreditation, and from there you actually get a lot of preferential options to support your long-term career development. So they do have exam centers that operate over 160 countries. So you can take an exam center pretty much anywhere you might be, and that's really a nice option here. It is also pretty affordable when it comes to the total cost. Now, with this program, you study and go through the digital learning platform. And from there, when you're ready, you take your certification. Now, you can take the final exam to get your certification online or at one of those testing centers that I mentioned are all over. And from there, you can choose to continue with other things. You can see here they have personal trainer, strength coach, sports nutrition, and so on. So it's up to you how many other things you want. Now you can see that the cost, if you combine more than one, will save you money long term. So you get a discount. But right now, with the summer sale they have, you're looking at less than $600 to become a personal trainer. And that's a pretty affordable rate. Now, the way it works, as you can see here, is that you get that platform for online learning with the digital textbook. You can purchase a hard copy textbook if you want. From there, you'll also have instructional videos, lesson notes, questions and answers throughout the way to kind of test your knowledge, as well as access to things like digital flashcards and then quizzes at the end of each of your chapters. And once you are ready, you take that exam, and if you pass, then you, congratulations, are a certified personal trainer. Now, they do have payment plans, and of course, you can save money by combining your certifications and signing up for more than one at a time. They do offer support for military who want to enroll using their GI Bill or other military benefits, and options for first responders. So that is something to consider if you are looking to apply your military benefits to the cost of your certification. This is a good option for you. Now, moving right along here, I like NASM. So equally well regarded, they have a certified personal trainer. Everyone has a slightly different name for what their programs are, but it's all the same thing. So NASM is one of the most popular options today because they have a structured approach to training. So this is a very popular choice for trainers in particular who want to work at gyms and fitness centers. That kind of makes it a little bit more accessible. Now, this is a self-paced program. So you work online, and it says here you can do it in as little as 4 weeks. Now, in theory, all of these being self-paced programs mean you can achieve them in as much time or as little time as you might need. Let's say you are not currently working or going to school, and this is the certification you're trying to do, you might have all day to focus on it. Now, that said, at the end, when you are ready to take your final exam, you have 2 options, and this is the personal trainer certificate. So this is just a certificate, and this is completed through an open book exam. If you want to become a NASM certified personal trainer with the accredited certification exam, then you have to actually sit for a real exam with another person who monitors you, and it is not the same open book strategy. So one basically shows that you did take the class, you went through the curriculum. The other shows that you absolutely memorized and absorbed all of the curriculum. They do have things like optional add-ons, and I'm going to emphasize optional because that's going to come up later, and that is the Job Guarantee Program, CPR certification, and other specializations. So CPR certification is generally going to be a secondary requirement before you get your certification as a personal trainer. Basically, you need to have basic first aid and CPR training, especially if you're going to work in a gym and you have the machines right there that you might need to know how to use. Now, their job guarantee program is something that states you can, once you become certified and complete the course, post your profile and information through their network, and you are guaranteed to get a job within a certain time frame. This is an optional add-on, which implies that it will cost more money. You do have different program options as it states here, so you can pick a program that works for you. Now I'm going to actually jump right over here to ISSA. Now, because I just mentioned optional add-on, I really want to come back to that. So ISSA has a certified personal trainer option here. They offer a 100% job guarantee, meaning you will get hired within 6 months of getting your certification, or they give you your money back. So this program right now is $868 on its own. You save $200 if you pay for the whole certification in full. And if you are not actively working in a gym or fitness center or other networked company within 6 months, you get that full money back. Now, this comes with the certification as opposed to NASM, which has it as an add-on. So you're not paying for that privilege. They are guaranteeing that. And you can also finish in as little as 4 weeks, much the same as NASM. So the way this works, similarly to the other personal trainer options, is you get the study expansion pack, you get the online platform, you get the online certification option. So your final exam has 2 options. You can do the online version, which is an open book, and that, if you pass, means you are a certified personal trainer. Or if you want the NCCA accredited certification, you have to take the NCCA accredited certification exam with a proctor. So that one will require that you go in person, and it's not the same open book style. So again, it kind of depends on what type of work you are doing and what your career goals are. So they have videos, quizzes, access to live study groups, and again, that 100% job guarantee. So they also offer bundles and discounts if you bundle. And they have this fast track option. So the fast track option is an accelerated study guide. You can add that, and they give you a personal trainer guide as an ebook. And the fast track option ensures that you are completed in 4 weeks. You also have access to advisors. If you're not sure, you can contact an advisor. More importantly, as you work through this program, you have access to things like office hours, the same as you would with a college course. So you get a really comprehensive set of curriculum here. You get a good online learning format and a lot of accessibility. And that's what I like most. So many things are included. Look at all of these tools that you get. Oh, so much. And they do have things like boot camps, ongoing support, groups, peer groups, study groups that you can join as you're working through this. So I'm going to pop over to the ACE personal trainer certification. As I said, they all have slightly different names, but they mean the same thing. So this option will similarly require CPR. If you don't already have that, or you don't have access to a CPR first aid training center in your area or an online option, you can always get it at a discount theoretically when you bundle it with these programs. So the ACE program really emphasizes behavior change. It has a strong emphasis on client-centered training. So if you want to set yourself apart with being able to focus on clients in particular, this is going to be the option for you. So it doesn't have as much background in the actual science of training as opposed to this personal training program from the National Council on Strength and Fitness, which is very much focused on training athletes and professionals. So this is much more lackadaisical in my mind. It really focuses on good communication and helping your clients set fitness goals and keeping those goals and just building a good relationship with your client. So if you're in a smaller community, or you want to maybe work with seniors or people who are overweight and you have that sort of specialty in mind and you need to be able to build lasting change, this could be a very good option for you. You get some of the same inclusions here, which is different exam options for the personal training certificate exam, and that's just a certificate that you'll get, versus the NCCA accredited personal trainer exam, and that one you do have to sit for. Now, they give you 2 practice tests beforehand. Now, that's something that a lot of the others don't give you, so I do like that. If you're someone who gets nervous before tests or you're not sure, you can take practice tests. You can get the hard copy included with your cost, whereas others usually charge you extra for the hard copy book. They will send it free ground shipping, but again, the best component here is that it focuses more on the coaching and you get 2 practice exams. And now the final one here, NSCA. So as the company name suggests, this focuses a lot on strength and conditioning. So this is going to be incredibly comprehensive, really grounded in the science of fitness and health and exercise. Whereas ACE is over here grounded in client behaviors and long-lasting change. So with this option, you are going to build a much deeper understanding of the science behind exercise and weightlifting and personal training. This is really meant for individuals who are currently working with athletes or who plan to work with athletes or who want to work in a clinical setting. So what you get here, again, really well known. If you are a member, then it doesn't cost as much to become a personal trainer and get that certification. It does cost a bit more if you are not. One of the things that is nice about this, though, is that the exam preparation materials are not included in your registration fee. Now, that doesn't seem nice at face value, but if you already know this information and you're confident and you just need that certification, well, here you go. You only have to pay for the test and you don't have to pay for the rest of the study materials. You can also just try to study on your own. If you don't want, look, you can just click on that handbook and that'll tell you what is going to be in this test. So I have this right here. I can just study on my own and then just pay for the test. So all of these have something different. This is obviously the top tier for clinical settings and professional athletes. It is also what I would recommend for people who want to take a test but already have a very strong background in personal training or sports science. Maybe you got a degree in something relating to weightlifting or sports science, nutritional science, and you want to just take a test. I would recommend ACE if you are looking more toward building up client goal setting and motivation. If you are looking to work with athletes, but you want more support and education access before you just dive in and take the test, then obviously NCSF has a good option here. And then of course NASM is going to be a nice opportunity for people who want to learn a bit more about structured approaches to training. So people who want to work in gyms and fitness centers, ACE is good for those 2 practice tests. And ISSA is going to be good for very comprehensive curriculum, whereas each of these alternatives here are kind of ideal for one particular career path or one particular aspect of education. ISSA has the most comprehensive. It also has the biggest number of tools and that job guarantee. So obviously there's a lot to consider, like the continuing education requirements, the type of career path you want, the cost, and the learning style, but hands down my favorite is ISSA.